It is time for an American Family News Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. Kansas Attorney General Kris Kobach is suing Pfizer for violating consumer protection laws by claiming their COVID-19 vaccine was safe, even though they allegedly knew it was linked to, quote, serious adverse events. Fox Business's Lydia Hu has more details on that.
This consumer protection action was filed yesterday by the Kansas Attorney General Kris Kobach. He accuses pharmaceutical giant Pfizer of misleading the public when it publicized its COVID-19 vaccine was safe and effective, when he says Pfizer knew its vaccine was connected to heart problems, failed pregnancies, and even deaths, he says. The state also says the vaccine didn't prevent against the transmission of COVID as well as it claimed.
Pfizer says the case is baseless and that the vaccine worked to protect users from the virus. AstraZeneca, another major COVID-19 shot distributor, is facing a lawsuit from a woman who claims their clinical trial left her disabled. The Colorado Supreme Court will hear arguments today in a lawsuit. It's against a Christian baker who refused to make a cake to celebrate an alleged gender transition. It's one of 3 such cases from the state that have put religious freedom on trial. 2 cases have centered on baker Jack Phillips. In 2012, Phillips refused to bake a cake for a gay couple's wedding. Phillips partially prevailed before the U.S. Supreme Court in that case in 2018. Phillips was later sued by Autumn Scardina, a man who claims to be a woman. That happened after Phillips and his suburban Denver bakery refused to make a pink cake with blue frosting for his birthday that he declared was also a celebration of his gender transition. Scardina, an attorney, brought the lawsuit to challenge the veracity of Phillips' statements that he would serve LGBTQ+ customers. President Biden is planning to announce a sweeping new policy today that would lift the threat of deportation for tens of thousands of people who enter the country illegally but are now married to U.S. citizens. The policy will allow roughly 490,000 spouses of U.S. citizens an opportunity to apply for a parole-in-place program. It would shield them from deportations and offer them work permits if they have lived in the country for at least 10 years. This is according to 2 of the people. Families who would potentially benefit from Biden's actions are expected to attend the White House event today. Biden is invoking an authority known to not only give deportation protections and work permits, but it also removes a legal barrier to allow qualifying illegal immigrants to apply for permanent residency and eventually U.S. citizenship. It's a power that's already been used for other categories of immigrants, such as members of the U.S. military or their family members who lack legal status. The White House is issuing a stark warning about the sharing of digitally altered videos of President Joe Biden. Peter Ducey explains.
White House officials are urging persuadable voters not to believe their eyes and ears, and they are accusing anybody sharing videos of President Biden freezing or wandering away or being led away by Barack Obama of spreading misinformation. They have not proven that President Biden's appearance in these recent clips has been digitally altered in any way. Their frustration seems to be that context is often missing. A deep fake can be a felony. Somebody is being prosecuted for altering President Biden's voice and doing a robocall before the New Hampshire primary this year.
And that'll do it for this American Family News Update. Feel free to explore our website, afn.net, for much more news from a Christian perspective. I'm Bronson Woodruff.